We are not bringing children to say that they will feel sad, they need to be there. No, it's their right. I want to pin that very right. So I have 3 questions here. Is children participation desirable? Do we want it as adults? Does our mind and behavior allow us to do that? Or is it just a favor, a token? Kabhi kabhi denge, let's give it sometimes, a charity. If we believe it's their right to be participants, I want again children to stand up, and I want you to turn to them and then say, in your own language, yes, we want you as participants. Children, please stand up. Please turn to them. I want your voice. Do you want it or not? I can't hear your voice. I can't hear your voice. I can't hear your voice. Louder, please. I can't hear any back row. Do you want it or not? Please raise your hand and say, we want children to be participants. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. This fills my heart. You make my day. Now the next part, may I have the next slide, please? Next slide, please. Okay, these are some theories that how we want to see children participate. First, from the risk assessment to the final level of decision making. If we do not engage them in all these levels, we are doing some kind of tokenism. Let's get away from that. We want to see them all there. Next slide, please. Okay, then they form as task forces. That is where the real action lies. I'm very happy about Anju ji, you have said that if something has to happen, it's there. That's where the action should be. And that's where we want to see them as children groups formed with their leadership, child protection committees as a DNA of every community. Please note the next slide. Next slide. Okay, again, we spoke of, I think Dr. Ashish said about child Sendai framework for DRR. There's one line in page 21 that says, we want to see children not just as passive viewers, active actors, but as agents of change. हमारे समाज में जो बदलाव आना है बच्चों के दौरान आएगा, with the children and by the children. I want to say that in Telugu for the colleagues who don't understand English. పిల్లల ద్వారానే సమాజంలో చాలా లోతైన మార్పులు రావాలని Sendai framework చెప్తుంది. This is where our beauty lies, in the way children can deliver on us. Yeah, please next slide. Next slide, please. Okay, I now, with the permission of the chair, want to call 4 children to speak their viewpoints on what they believe to be their right. So I want to bring Sarita. She is coming from Kendrapada in Orissa. She is a great friend of us. I used to see her for last 5 years at least in participation in child-centered DRR. From the time she has joined there have been 3 or 4 disasters, and in every disaster in that area with the government and local administration, her group has played a role. Come, Sarita.
नमस्कार, मु सरिता महंती ओडिशा राज्य केन्द्रापड़ा जिला पांद्रा ग्रामर चाइल्ड ग्रुप जड़े मेम्बर अटे। आज यही आंतर्जातिक शिशु अधिकार दिवस रे आम शिशु मानक एठारे बड़ मानक सहित मिसी किसी कहवाक सुजोग मिलू बहुत धन्यवाद करुच्ची। तो राइट टू पार्टिसिपेट को आम ये सब्यस्त करूँ एथिलागी आपण मानक बहुत धन्यवाद। विपर्यय सबुठ असुरक्षित होता आम शिशु माने असुरक्षित शिशु मानक चाइल्ड सेंट्रिक डीआरआर रे आम शिशु माने शिशु दलर एक टास्क फोर्स टीम रे सामिल होइचु। तो एथिरे आम विपर्यय प्रशमन विषय किसी भाग नहींचु। तो विपर्यय प्रशमन शिशु मान बहुत गोटे चाप परीक्षा होता है। गाँव डीआरआर प्रोजेक्ट रे चालू रही। तो आम शिशु माने शिशु दलर मेंबर माने डीआरआर प्रोजेक्ट प्लान को पल्ली सभा ग्राम उपलब्ध करूँ और सही कार्य को ग्राम पंचायत द्वारा चलाई रखीचु। आम शिशु माने बड़ मान विचार में बहुत परिवर्तन आनीचु एवं आम निजक सुरक्षित बोली मन करुचु। मु थैंक यू देवाई चाहूँगी जे अंजु शर्मा को जे से साइकोसोशियल फास्ट एड रे बहुत गुरुत्वपूर्ण बोली मने करिसंती। धन्यवाद।
Please. He will give you a quick summary of this. Yeah.
Sarita has thanked everybody on this auspicious day of International Child Rights Day, that children have their right to participation has been ensured on this platform, and she told that children are the most vulnerable section, and these children in her village have participated in as child group members and as task force members, and they did the assessment, risk assessment, devised the DRR plan for their village, and also implemented it with the local Gram Panchayat. And she said that with their participation, there has been a perspective change in the adults' their understanding, and they are now feeling safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wait for one more. Okay. రెండో పార్టిసిపెంట్ తెలుగులో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. అశ్విని రాజమండ్రి నుంచి ఈస్ట్ గోదావరి, 14 ఏళ్ల బాలిక, 9వ తరగతిలో. షీ ఈజ్ అశ్విని, 14-year-old girl. She studies in class 9th from a place very close to Visakhapatnam, about 4 hours drive from here, Rajamandri area. And she is going to speak on school risk assessments that as a children group they have done. Rara.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు జి అశ్విని. నేను 9th క్లాస్ చదువుతున్నాను. తూర్పుగోదావరి జిల్లా మాది, ముమ్మడివారం మండలం, గేదెల్లంగ. నేను ఇప్పుడు మా స్కూల్ రిస్క్ గురించి చెప్తాను. మాకు యాక్షన్ సంస్థ వారు టాస్క్ ఫోర్స్ మెంబర్స్ టాస్క్ ఫోర్స్ మెంబర్గా మమ్మల్ని ఎన్నిక చేసి
ఏం చేయించారు? మీతో టాస్క్ ఫోర్స్గా తీసుకుని ఏం చేశారు?
తుఫాన్లు వాటి గురించి మా స్కూల్లోని పరిసరాలు, తుఫాన్లు వచ్చినప్పుడు ఎలాంటి జాగ్రత్తలు తీసుకోవాలి, వాటి గురించి ప్రతి వారం మాకు నేర్పించేవారు.
Very good. Okay, just translate her statement. Ashwini wants to say that the organization Action, who is working with them, has gone to their school, made them, included children in task forces, and they have been taught in the face of cyclone what is their role and how can they prevent it. Thank you, Ashwini. Very good. Very good. Okay, the next person who will share about her experience, बिहार से आया है सोनम. She has come from Darbhanga. She is 12 years, class 8, and she is going to speak about school safety planning.
नमस्ते, मैं सोनम मिश्रा। मैं बिहार के दरभंगा जिला अंतर्गत घनश्यामपुर प्रखंड के तुमौल गांव के राजकीय कृत उत्क्रमित उच्च विद्यालय तुमौल से आई हूँ। मैं 8वीं वर्ग की एक छात्रा हूँ, साथ में मैं एक SDMC की मेंबर हूँ, साथ में एक PA एजुकेटर भी हूँ। मैं आप सबों को ये बताने जा रही हूँ कि स्कूल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट प्लान क्यों, विद्यालय सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम क्यों, ये मैं आप सबों को बताने जा रही हूँ। बिहार बहुत से आपदाओं से ग्रसित है। यहाँ पे बहुत सारी आपदाएं घटित होती है, बल्कि बिहार ही नहीं, पूरा देश ही, पूरा वर्ल्ड ही बहुत सारे आपदाओं से ग्रसित है। यहाँ बहुत तरह की घटनाएं घटित होती रहती है, जैसे कि बाढ़, भूकंप, अगलगी, शीतलहर, सुखाड़, लू, वज्रपात, ओलावृष्टि, नाव दुर्घटना, सड़क दुर्घटना इत्यादि घटनाएं घटित होती रहती है। जब कभी भी इस तरह की घटनाएं घटित होती है तो निश्चित रूप से विद्यालय परिवार सबसे ज़्यादा प्रभावित होता है। तो इस समय जब भी विद्यालय परिवार सबसे ज़्यादा प्रभावित होता है तो इससे निजात पाने के लिए ये अत्यधिक आवश्यक हो जाता है कि संरचनात्मक एवं गैर संरचनात्मक जोखिम न्यूनीकरण को प्रोत्साहित किया जाए। और दूसरा, विभिन्न तरह की आपदाओं के दौरान क्या करें क्या न करें की जानकारी विद्यालय स्तर पर होनी चाहिए। प्राथमिक उपचार एवं जीवन रक्षा कौशल सभी को सिखाया जाए ताकि आपदा पूर्व तैयारी हो सके। और उचित एवं त्वरित अनुक्रिया की संस्कृति विकसित हो सके। इसी परिप्रेक्ष्य में विद्यालय सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम विकसित हुआ। थैंक यू।
Please,
Sir.
give her a big round of applause. Yeah.
सर,
Thank
मैं हमारे स्कूल में ये कैसे शुरू हुआ विद्यालय शिक्षा कार्यक्रम, ये मैं आपको बताना चाह रही हूँ।
हाँ? Okay.
और दरभंगा जिला में बहुत सारे विद्यालय हैं, जिसमें सभी विद्यालयों में ये कार्यक्रम नहीं चल रहा था, कुछ ही विद्यालयों में चल रहा था, जिसके लिए यूनिसेफ बिहार सेवा समिति 2 सालों से प्रयास कर रही थी, फिर भी ये कार्य नहीं हो पा रहा था। परंतु 2 सितंबर 2015 को जब हमारे विद्यालय के कुछ बच्चे हम दरभंगा जिला में एक प्रोग्राम रखे और सबको बताए, वहाँ पे 18 ब्लॉक के लोग आए थे और उनको समझाए कि किस तरह से विद्यालय सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम संचालित होता है और इससे क्या फ़ायदा है और क्या गैर फायदा है। लेकिन इससे कोई गैर फायदा तो है नहीं, बहुत सारा फायदा ही है। तो फिर जब उन लोगों को ये बात समझ में आई तो हम लोगों ने ये काम 1 दिनों में करके दिखा दिया कि आज आप जाके देख सकते हैं कि बिहार के दरभंगा जिला में 3000 से ज़्यादा विद्यालयों में ये कार्यक्रम शुरू हो गया है। आपदा देती सीख यही, लापरवाही ठीक नहीं।
बढ़िया, गुड। वो इतना बहुत बोले हैं, ट्रांसलेट करने में बहुत मुश्किल है मेरे लिए। She has said so much that she has so beautiful things that I'm so full of it I can't really translate. But just to give you top lines, yes, why there should be school disaster management planning. I think that's the first part she really highlighted. क्यों चाहिए school disaster management planning? And secondly, from there she has given you how risks are to be mapped and the full circle of how we do child-centered school safety planning. Then she went back to her own schools, how for a couple of years they were not being accepted, this idea was not being accepted, and how children came out with their own role and now they have convinced them. इसलिए अब भी फिर एक बार ताली बजाना चाहिए आपके लिए सोना। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपका एक्सपीरियंस है इतना शानदार है, वी कैन नॉट रेप्लिकेट, बट आप एक चैंपियन बन गए इधर, यू आर ए चैंपियन, थैंक यू फॉर दैट। आई थिंक द लास्ट वन ऑफ द 4 सर, इफ यू अलाउ मी, इज ए यूथ फ्रॉम मलकानगिरी. She has come all the way. She is a member of the youth club and she would like to say her experience on youth participation in disaster management. Suchishmita, 22 years old, from Malkangiri.
नमस्कार, मो ना सुचिस्मिता साहू, ओडिशार मालकानगिरी जिल्लार आसी इंदिरा प्रियदर्शिनी क्लब रु विपर्य समय युवक और युवती मानकर भूमिका मुझे कहबी। ओडिशार मालकानगिरी जिले में प्रथम थर पर जिते बड़े उड़ उड़ आसाला तो आम गाँव में बहुत डरुले लोक मैंने, तो आम से लोक सुरक्षित जगह को आनीलु स्कूल घर को, जे कि गर्भवती महिला, छोट छोट शिशु, भिन्नक्षम आणिकी से खाद्य व्यवस्था करा जायतिला। तापरे पवन आरंभ होता, पवन आरंभ होला बेले युवक समस्त मिसिकी से उड़ उड़ को अनुभव करथिलु। कर सारिबा परे सखाळ होला, तापर दिन आमे घर घर बुलिकी गाँव रे बुलिकी घर केतटा पड़ जाइतिला और गछ जाक सफा करा जाइतिला। तापरे डैमेज असेसमेंट करा जाइतिला। चाइल्ड फंड इंडिया तरफ आमको फास्ट एड ट्रेनिंग दि जाइतिला, डीआरआर ट्रेनिंग दि जाइतिला। फास्ट एड ट्रेनिंग रो हम फास्ट एड किट मिलतिला आ किचन सपोर्ट मिलतिला। तो एबे जे कोनसी विपर्य आसले मध्ये ताको सामना करबा पय हम प्रस्तुत अछु। धन्यवाद।
Just giving a short translation that she is from a youth club from Malkanagiri district Odisha, and where the cyclone was never a concept before Hudhud. So when the early warning came, people were not very convinced about the risks, and so the youth group, they went out and convinced them, brought them back to a safe shelter in the school building, the only RCC building in the village, and there they prepared food for those in the shelter. And then in the morning, they went out, assessed the damage, cleared the roads, and after that, they thought that the disaster preparedness and capacity building is a must for them. So they called the child fund and got trainings on DRR and first aid, and now they are feeling very safe and confident. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Suchishmita. Thank you, Baba Patiji. He is the founder of an organization called Nature Club, and he is one of our child rights champions in the country. Great. Okay, so with your permission, sir, I would like to say for 30 seconds a small word in Telugu. Chinnarajappa Minister Garu, Namaste. ఆంధ్రాలో ఉన్నటువంటి 8 కోట్ల ప్రజల్లో కనీసం 4 కోట్లు మన పిల్లలు ఉన్నారు. సో వాళ్ళ భవిష్యత్తుకి వాళ్ళ రిస్కులకి అర్థం చేసుకుని మనం ఎలా చేయగలం అనేది కొంచెం ఒక ప్రణాళిక మనం చేయగలిగితే బాగుంటుంది. దానికి మీకు ఏ సహకారం అడిగినా మేము తయారుగా ఉన్నాం చేయటానికి. జస్ట్ ద క్లిప్ షార్ట్ సమ్మరీ ఆఫ్ వాట్ ఐ సెడ్. Out of the 8 crore population or more of Andhra Pradesh, there are almost 40%